Alright, so welcome back to a little segment I call What Would They Think, where I take two characters, basically, put them together, not so much fight, but more like, what would they think of one another? And yeah, I'm doing another Star Wars Avatar 1 involving what would Darth Vader think of Kuvira from Legend of Korra? So, Vader and Kuvira, what would these two have in common? Well, they're pretty much, in a sense, they have a lot alike. They're both very driven. Where Kuvira has her own empire, Vader serves the empire while Kuvira heads her own, and the likenesses between the two. I mean, Vader grew up not so much an orphan, but he grew up in poverty. He grew up as a slave, so I think he would kind of agree with Kuvira on that. While she grew up as an orphan and had to train herself, they were both great prodigies in their own respects. Vader is a great Jedi when he was Anakin, and Kuvira under the tutelage of Suyin. And I feel like Vader's beliefs in the ideals of the Empire would kind of really coincide with the Kuvira's Earth Empire ideals. I think they would really, I think those two would definitely coalesce in terms of ideals, because they both believe in this is the only way to peace. This is the only way we can achieve total defense of our respective nations. Well, galactic empire for Vader, whereas the entire Earth Kingdom for Kuvira. So the two would definitely agree. I think the two would agree on that as well. I think they would both really admire. I think Kuvira more so would admire Vader's tenacity, his will, and his. I think she would really just have a lot of respect for what he believes in and what he's like. Vader before before Jedi, this is a dude who was willing to die for the Emperor. He was a guy who was willing to destroy everything in his path for what he believed in the Empire. Is that it was serving the Empire and serving the Emperor were pretty much the only way to the path to peace. So I think Kuvira would look at this and be like, yeah, you've got a lot going for you. Whereas Vader would look at Kuvira and how she's kind of handling her military, and I think he would agree with, yeah, this these individual ideas are too dangerous to be used. So you have to bring down your fist, so to speak, down on these people to achieve. You have to unite these people under one rule. So I think they would really kind of look at it like that on, for both of them. Now Kuvira would just be in total awe of the Galactic Empire. She's just trying to rule over one continent. Vader and the rest of them are pretty much ruling over the entire galaxy. So I think she would I think Vader. I think if Kuvira ever got a look at the technology of the Galactic Empire, I think she would jump at the chance to. Let's face it, yeah, Kuvira would probably jump at the chance to to join the Galactic Empire, if only to get their support as well as pretty much a hand at their technology, because she's always a big believer in technology. And could you imagine her giving those stormtrooper blasters to her, to her non-bending her non-bending soldiers, or her learning to use, reverse engineering, getting control of walkers, or the giant AT-ATs? Yeah, that would be terrifying. Let's face it. Even with the all the nations put together, if you put the Northern and Southern Water Tribe and the Fire Nation, and you have them all unite with the with Republic City, and they try to take out the Earth Empire, even if all the other remaining nations, the Air Nation included, all of them unite under Republic City, unite with the Avatar, and fight against the united efforts of the Earth and Galactic Empires, yeah, they would still be crushed. Let's face it. The combined two empires put together would gladly, they would just be gladly, I'm tongue-tied here. They would just be stomped. Let's leave it at that. Why am I saying gladly 3 times? They would just be completely destroyed. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there back there, but, yeah, they would be just completely crushed by the united two empires. Now, among other things, I think, like I said, Kuvira, she's always been a admirer of technology and moving forward. So I think, again, if she saw the Empire, she would just want to learn everything about it. She would want to learn every form of scrap of technology, and I think Vader would really kind of, like, that's how he would play at Kuvira. He would definitely get her on his side through offering technology and Imperial support. That's how he would get her alliance. And I think he would be very interested in bending. I think Vader would, be very curious on how bending works. And I think at first, like, he would think, like, if Kuvira and Vader ever met, if they ever met, I think, I think at first Vader would be like, he would be like, are you a Jedi? Or, he wouldn't, like, I think he would be confused that, this person can use the Force, but he can't sense the Force on him. Excuse me, he can't sense the Force off of her. So he'd be really confused by that, and then it'd be like, oh, bending. And I think from there, I think, if the two united, I think, some earthbending soldiers would be going over to, become from Earth Empire soldiers to become special stormtroopers for the Empire. Yeah, could you imagine benders, or especially earthbenders, working for earth and metal benders working for Vader personally? Because let's say he wouldn't be allowing them to be on the front lines. He would personally put them on his 501st Legion. That's what he would let's face it, yeah, that's more than what he would likely do, is put the earth and metal benders he would get on loan from Kuvira and and make them his members of his new make them part of the 501st Legion and have them help him hunt down Jedi and anything else that would stand against the Empire in general. So I think these two would definitely get along. Not romantically. I don't think they would get along romantically, but these two would definitely see a lot of potential of uniting their two empires. I think Vader would go to Sidious and be like, "We found a very powerful ally," and I think Sidious would just be like, "Yeah, you did good, Vader. Let's team up with these guys." That's probably how it would go down on a whole. But yeah. If these two ever met, I think at first there would be, hostility because space got people from the sky coming down. Yeah, I don't think Kuvira would enjoy that much. The big question is, like, could her metal bending hurt Vader? Probably yes. Like, she could probably do the whole thing Mace Windu did in the Gennady Tarkovsky series to Grievous, where he just crushed his chest. That's probably what Kuvira would do, but Vader would just be like, nope. Not gonna let that happen. And just force choke her. And I don't think there would be a master-apprentice relationship going on between them, or even a relationship in general, because, let's face it, Vader, Anakin's probably still hung up about, Padme and all that. So, but I definitely see, a working, I guess you could say, working partnership between the two. I think Vader would definitely be speaking for Kuvira to have her join the Empire, and then, Kuvira would obviously be just amazed by, the power the Empire has at their disposal, and would want to join them and help her make her own Earth Empire on a grander scale. Like, yeah, let's face it, if Kuvira united with the Empire and got their assistance, she wouldn't be looking at just the Earth Kingdom. I think she'd want to spread out. She would just get, thanks to Vader's persuasion, I think she would be like, yeah, why not? Why stop at just the Earth Kingdom? Everyone needs to be, it's been too dangerous to, to let these other nations get in my way. So I'm going to go out and conquer them all with Imperial help. And then I think, now the big question is, would Kuvira stay with the Empire, or, she would be ruling, no doubt. She would just be, she'd be ruling, no doubt about it. But would she, the big question is, would she be willing to be a kind of a puppet dictator for the Empire? That's a big question that I would want to say no, because she's too fiercely independent, but I think on the other hand, she wouldn't want to cross someone like Vader or Sidious. And I think she would be fine the way it is. And on the other hand, I think she would be open to the idea of working with them. Because even, yeah, she would be given rule, but she'd still have to have Imperial law, Imperial assistance as well. And also, let's not forget, what? Imagine if the Empire got a hold of spirit technology. You know, if they got their hands on some spirit vines. Yeah, I don't want to even imagine. You know, the power. You know, Sidious using the power of the dark side to manipulate spirit energy. Let's. Yeah, that's a scary idea right there. Imagine that Death Star. Anyway, so you guys tell me, what do you guys think, what would Vader think of Kuvira? Do you think they'd get along? Do you think they wouldn't? And what do you think would happen if the Empire and the Earth Empire united? How bad do you think it would really be for the four nations, and probably the rest of the universe as well? But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.